That is too close to my face. That is far too close to my face.
Back in March, I caught up with good friend Ben Francis at the Carp show. He offered me an opportunity to head out and meet a friend of his, Rob Gibson, and fish in an epic public water in the south of France for a few days, which was an offer I couldn't refuse. Come mid-April, we got on a plane and headed to the lake in search of the incredible carp that reside in its pine fringe depths. The first night passed with the bobbins remaining static, but didn't take long after to catch my first public water carp. So here we are at a big open public lake in France. Oops, still a bit lively. Approximately 250 acres. First one of the trip. Didn't have anything the first night. I was rushing to get the rods out, to be honest, but yeah, well happy to get one under the belt. At £14 common. Lovely job.
Wicked.
One carp in the bank. Sweet.
Feeling good now.
Yeah?
So you've got us off the mark, Maxwell.
And
I've had a lovely chubbly.
a chubbly chub.
So we just need a few more carp, don't we?
Yeah.
Some bigger ones would be nice.
Yeah, he's doing a good time.
That absolutely churned off Ben. Literally 10 minutes after I had my one, which was like a brain bite, this one is absolutely ripped off.
Right, step into the boat. Okay.
Out they go into the distance. What were we saying then?
Mirror.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not a big one,
No?
but it's it'll do. It's a good start. That was incredible there. Proper nice little starburst and stuff.
Little plates, isn't there?
Yeah, wicked. Check that out. First fish for me on this session. Maxwell got away with first blood, a nice little common. And I followed it up with this nice lean fighting machine of a mirror. And these big natural lakes, they don't half fight hard, so this is exactly what we came for. Hopefully get stuck in some bigger ones as well. But what a way to start the trip off with. Well chuffed. Get in there, first one. Happy days. Let's get some more. Well, the rod's gone again. But this time with a PB chub. £5 on the dot. Biggest chub I've ever seen. Not the intended species at all, but they're quite interesting little fish, aren't they? They're far better than bream, so I'm quite happy with that. So we get Rob back out. Hopefully the next one's going to be another carp. So Thank you, Mr. Chubb. Lovely a chubbly. So, we're 3 days deep into our European tour and it's time for a move. We did catch fish last night, but we only had 2, so they weren't really on us. We know they're sort of shoal fishing here. It's a big lake and there's an area down the bottom that looks perfect. We spoke to a few locals as well, and they've been holding up in there for some time. So we're going to get on the move. We've packed everything down now, we've just got the rods left out, and we're going to try and make the most of it and winkle out a few bigger ones up there, because that's supposed to be a much better spot, isn't it, Max?
Yeah, I mean we've had 2 fish now. So like we first had a bream, and it was obviously a bream. Then the one I had, I could have sworn it was a bream because you're fishing like 220 yards out. I think I'm fishing the furthest out, and so
yeah.
You get
the take was quite finicky, wasn't it?
Yeah, you get it to about 20 yards, and it comes up to the surface, and you're like, oh my god, it's actually a carp. You would never have thought it was a carp. So never disregard them thinking, oh yeah, they're definitely bream and pay them stupidly that they could be a carp. But your one, literally 10 to 20 minutes after I had mine, absolutely melted off. His right hander just absolutely tore off.
We're fishing at sort of probably, I don't know, at least 200 metres range. It's a fair old way on the boat, and to get such positive indication at range is like, it's really exciting stuff.
Yeah.
Playing it back, I had a nice epic boat battle with it. It weren't a massive fish, but it was a really pretty one. And if the bigger ones look like that in here, there's something special on the cards, isn't it? So Rob's already down there. He's moved this morning. We decided to sit out for a little bit longer because the spots we're fishing are quite shallow. The sun's out now, and we sort of thought, well, we'll give it a couple of hours and see what the day brings. As the fish were here last night, but there's definitely no sign of them at the moment. So I think the right move is to get everything packed up and get down there.
But so far, mate, it's an incredible experience because, like I say, I'm a complete virgin when it comes to this sort of type of fishing. But it's incredible going out in the boat, in the complete darkness is pretty cool.
And this particular venue, as much as like Max thinks this lake's absolutely massive, but this is actually really small.
Yeah,
compared to some of the lakes I've gone to fish in France, like this is probably the smallest public water I've been on, and it's still about 250 acres in size. It's got a pine forest all the way around the outside. It looks absolutely beautiful, and of an evening when the stars are out, like you can see the entire night sky. There's no light pollution here. It's the middle of nowhere, and there's no noise.
But that's what I'm used to, is just going to lakes where you pay to go there, you get into a swim and you can't move because all the swims are taken, so you just can't do anything. Whereas the beauty of this is you come here, if it weren't happening and it didn't look like it was happening, you've got so many lakes you can just go to and just make it happen.
But the maddest thing is, we're the only anglers on 250 acres of water. There was a couple of guys here when we arrived at the weekend.
There was a young kid that had 10 kilo carp.
Yeah, sort of 20 odd pounds, 25 pounds, something like that. And there's a couple of guys down at the bottom end, which is where we're moving to. It's supposed to be the good spot. We didn't actually speak to them, so we don't know what they've had, but we spoke to some other people in the area, and we know fish hold up in there. We've got 2 more nights left to pull something special out of the bag. It looks great up there. We just spoke to Rob. He's buzzed to get up there. So yeah, we're going to get on the move now. We'll catch you in the new swim, and hopefully we're going to have some big French carp to show you later on today. Let's go out. Let's do it.
What's that, Max? What was it?
Sorry?
What happened?
Wind knot.
How many of them you had?
As per usual.
How many you had?
Lost count. The one I did yesterday was knotted up in 3 places as a bird's nest. It was... I'll come over here to bring this back in. You even had one, didn't you?
Only the one though.
I know, only the one. I'm getting it, 3/4 of a... How do you say it? How do you say 3/4?
You say 3/4, that's what you want to say.
3/4 of the
Do you mean
time.
3/4?
Yeah.
That's the most Essex thing you've said all week.
Was it?
Yeah.
good. I'm proud of it. Each spot you got a polyball in each spot, which is reflective. So you go out in the night with a light and it just reflects. You can even see it from the bank. So it just makes it so much easier. So before I did all this, I just thought you boat it out and just hope for the best sort of thing. So you do learn a lot of stuff. So many simple things that make things a hell of a lot easier. I wish there was something that could make this a hell of a lot easier to stop doing this. But there's not.
A good punnage, there's not. There is one. Massive one.
It's not. But I'll try and undo this, get this rod out. I think we're going to have a bit of food, pack pretty much all the gear down that we don't need for the night. Just have the bare essentials out. About 6 o'clock, I reckon we'll be having to pack up, and 8 o'clock we'll have to leave.
It's back to the UK. Hopefully covered in chunk slime.
Oh, mate. I want it to be so that I've got no clothes left tonight. I want to have to literally
You
pack.
want to fly home naked,
Yeah,
Max?
I want to. No, I'll wear some slimy clothes, but I want it so that I physically have to pack my bag with so much slimy clothing that it's just everything is just wrecked. That's what I want. I'm nearly there. But yeah.
It's almost painful to watch us, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't know if this will make the edit.
probably not. I'm hoping not. I'm not hoping not because I don't want no knots. So I've taught Ben how to be carpy on the bank because he loves having. I mean, I've looked at it now.
I like a wonky setup, don't I?
Yeah, but what you've got now is quite impressive for you. Like normally, your tips are completely unsymmetrical. Then your handles were the worst. Your handles were the worst. You got one pointing towards the bite arms, one pointing backwards. Uncarpy. So I started teaching you how to be carpy, and you was quite reluctant to do it. But you started doing it on your own after catching that one, didn't you? I said, you do that. If you look sharp, you'll be sharp. You done that, caught one.
No, my setup's always sharp.
Now it's sharp, yeah. And you'll do that, I bet you, when you're in the UK.
I bet you I won't.
Well, I want to be seeing in these images of the blank shots you take. You know, you take them. What's it called? Compulsory.
The mandatory blank shot.
Yes.
Yeah, compulsory blank shot.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I never catch any fish, so I have to entertain myself somehow.
That you do. So we got the rods out on those spots, filled with confidence, had some food, and hoped for the last mega fish to top the trip off.
Well, last knocking success for our big fish expert out here on this epic public water. And how about that for a way to end the trip? So, Rob, how'd you catch it, mate?
250 metres out near the dam wall. Standard bottom baits really, mate. Just waited it out 2 days and yeah, it's worth it in the end, wasn't it?
What a reward.
How big did it go?
£32.
£32.
And that's still a baby for the fish that are in this water as well, and many other public waters in France. So if you're thinking about going out and trying it, this is just a small glimpse of what's on offer. And I think it's not going to be too long before myself and Max are back out here again to visit Rob and try and catch some of these amazing public water carp.
Well, thanks for your hospitality. It's been absolutely brilliant out here.
Thanks, guys.
Can't wait till the next time.
It's been a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
So all that's left for us to do now is to jump in the van, drive to the airport double fast in time to catch our flight, and yeah, just look forward and start planning the next trip out here.
Well, that's the end to a fantastic trip. That's the last looks. £32 public lake, nearly a ladder. It's a row of scales along the top. So we'll get her back. And until next time, thank you very much.
Yes, Rob. Yes, boy.
Trip complete. Good work, man. Good work. Absolutely buzzed.
I can't wait till next time, mate.
Reside, reside.